it does get exhausting when you look back at the stuff that you have to either deal with or the things that you have to be extra careful about just because of how you look. You know, my parents always told me, and like this is something that always kind of comes back in the back of my head when I think about this, is just that people are always gonna kind of look at you just because of the color of your skin, because a lot of people expect you to fail, or they expect you to be part of those stereotypes that a lot of people have for Black people. And so it's hard sometimes when you're that Black person in the room, you kind of feel like you have to represent that whole group. As a Black student athlete, it's great because you get the experience of just having fans and people cheer for you because of what you do and what you worked up to and worked so hard for. But it's also really disheartening sometimes just seeing on social media the people that are kind of like, we don't want to hear about all that. Like, I'm just here to watch you play. And the people kind of like with LeBron, just shut up and dribble. You have to realize also that off of the court, off of the field, off of the track, they're also a person. And it's like, you have to understand that this stuff for us, like when we see stuff like what happened to George Floyd, we see ourselves or we see our brothers. Like, I see my dad, I see my brother when I see stuff like that. And this is stuff that unfortunately like could affect us any day of our lives, day to day. Just asking to be treated equally is really what it is, and with love and just understanding each other, because I think when you really take the time to understand where people are coming from, you can learn a lot more in just taking a second to listen. And so before you say, oh, like those athletes are kneeling, I see that as disrespectful, or I don't like politics being brought into sports, you have to take a second and realize the reason why we do it. It's because, you know, we see people that look like us being, you know, brutalized and just discriminated against because of our skin color. And the thing about a protest is it's not meant to be like, oh, cool. It's supposed to draw attention. And, you know, it's a very controversial thing right now, but also you have to look at the message behind it and the reason why. Like, we're saying, hey, we're hurting. Like, can you please take a second to listen to our pain and our hurt and to help us try to find a way to fix this? I've just been really impressed with how the athletic department has just kind of gotten these resources together for student athletes. There's like been a space created for Black student athletes just to talk about those feelings and their experiences and different things. And then just to come together as an athletic community in general to talk about stuff with like the town halls we've had. And it's just been really cool to me to see now. And we decided to kneel again. You know, it's the Black girls too, but there's also been some of our other teammates who decided to kneel as well. And honestly, that's meant so much to us as far as support goes. And it also, I mean, obviously it also means a lot too, just having the support of our teammates in general for those who decided to stand as well, but still show their support by, you know, putting a hand on our shoulder or whatever. It means a lot to me that people are taking the time to listen and find different ways to show their support. It's been really cool to me to see just how many of my teammates have really taken the next step to learn and to just have conversations with us about what our experiences have been, because honestly, I feel like it's unfortunate that it had to come to this for those conversations to be had. But I honestly feel like those hard conversations probably wouldn't have been had if that stuff wasn't happening. As a volleyball player, I've never had a Black coach or somebody who looked like me as my coach. I've just really appreciated being able to play under Coach B, because not only do I feel like she makes me better as a player, but she really does her best to make us better as people too. She's one of the few Black female coaches in volleyball, at least at this level. And so she's just kind of opened up about her experiences, just kind of talking about how people kind of overlook her when she goes to a game, and they're like, go to the male assistant coaches and say like, oh, you guys must be the head coach. And they're like, no, you just walk past her. It's her over there. So just kind of like different stuff that like I relate to, where I can understand how those have been her experiences that people may not have known before. And I appreciated her being open about like what she's experienced and how her journey has been to where she is now. But I really appreciate her just giving us those options to speak up about what we believe in and giving us just different ideas for things we can do and opening up those discussions and just saying like, hey, like, just tell me what you want to do and we're going to stand by you. If you look at the word love, it really encapsulates just how you want to treat other people and how you want to be treated. You want to treat people with love. Love has a lot of meaning and a lot of different things behind it. Like when you love somebody, you want to take the time to understand them. When you love somebody, you want to take the time to try to take their hurt away or try to ease their pain because you love them like you love yourself or like you love your own family. I think if there was more love in the world, a lot of things could be a lot different.